Hello, welcome to Pilates Mat Work. This is the second class in the advanced series. So we learned a couple of new variations in the last class, and we're going to continue to build on those in this class. We're going to start sitting today. I want you to breathe, and as you exhale, I want you to engage your core muscles and really start to think about the breadth of the collarbones. Feel the chest and the rib cage opening up with every inhalation. With every exhalation, just be aware of your core muscles. Quite often by now, you've done quite a lot of work in Pilates. You will find that the pelvic floor and the lower belly just naturally engage, and you just need to hold on to that. Okay, so when we're ready, we're just going to have our arms down by our sides, and as we inhale, we're going to raise the shoulders, and as we exhale, we're going to drop them back down again, getting in touch with our shoulder blades. Have the palms facing forward as well, because that's going to have an effect on the position of the shoulders, and just keeps the shoulders rolled back a little. Most of us are a little bit round-shouldered. Now remember, you can sit up on a block, you can sit up on cushions, you can sit up on a folded blanket if you're not very comfortable sitting on the floor in cross-legged. We kind of stopped doing that after about the age of 10, I think. Lifting up and dropping down. Let's take alternate shoulder circles. So we can inhale one side perhaps and exhale the other. So just isolating that shoulder, coming up, taking it around, and then the other way. Okay, and then from there, let's just take a hand to the opposite knee. Inhale to lengthen, as we exhale, twist. Inhale, release a little, and as we exhale, twist again. Use your core muscles to keep it safe for your lower back. One more time, inhale and exhale. Coming back to the center, switch. So we inhale, lengthen, and as we exhale, let's turn. Come back to the center, and turn. Come back to the center, and turn. And then from there, we come back. Let's interlace our fingers behind our back. Let's draw the shoulder blades together, and then if it's comfortable for your shoulders and your elbows, you can straighten the arms. And then if it's really comfortable, you can lift the arms and just bring the chin to the chest. If you want to ease forward and round out through the back a little, then please go ahead and do so. It's just about 3 breaths right here. And then release. Okay, just shake it out. We're going to start with a roll up today. Some of you, as I said before, you'll certainly have the strength in the abdominal muscles to go all the way down and come all the way up by now. You should have anyway. Some of you still won't be able to do it. Some of you will take years of work just to get that lower back nice and loose, okay? So wherever you are with this exercise, I'll be doing the most advanced for the roll-up. Stretch the legs out. Inhale, draw those shoulders back, and as we exhale, keep the hips still. Drop the shoulders, lift the rib cage, stretch as if you're wrapping your body around a football. Restack. As you exhale, try and relax the shoulders. Ease off on the knees if you need to. Scooping and hollowing as you roll back. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale. Now try and keep the shoulders relaxed the whole time. You've got enough breath to go all the way forward, sitting up nice and tall. Some of you might find that if your back is a little bit stiff, you'll just come down halfway for the first few repetitions. Okay, and that's absolutely fine. You'll find as you loosen out, you'll be able to go lower and lower. Some of you with nice mobile spines, you'll be right there. So you might find that you can do the first few really well, and then you start to struggle. So again, halfway will do. So this is a little bit just like, I use the same visual for the shoulder bridge. This is a little bit like picking up a string of pearls from the dressing table. Each vertebra is a pearl moving independently, and then back down. There are so many visuals, and different visuals will mean different things to different people. You might have your own visual that works much better than any of mine. Please go ahead and use them. This is our last one. So very smoothly, all the way down, coming up, all the way forward. Okay, now we're going to move to a leg pull-up. This is a hard exercise. I'm going to show you the more advanced variation today. We've done triceps dips. We've come up and we've come back down. We're going to see if we can stay up today. So remember, take your hands, turn your hands out if you need to. As you exhale, push down with the feet, come up. Take a look at the feet. Top of the feet should be facing the ceiling. You're going to hold it here for 6 breaths. Now you could push down through one heel and you could lift a leg. You might find it easier one side than the other. You might find that you just cannot get that foot off the ground, and that's okay. So it's a leg pull up. You could flex at the top and give that hamstring a little bit of a stretch. Check that you're scooping the belly back. It's going to take 2 more now. The feet will definitely want to roll out, so try not to let that happen. Reach, and all the way down. Excellent. From there, let's roll down nice and smoothly. And from there, let's check that we're in a good neutral position. As you exhale, let your legs float up one leg at a time. And I want you to stretch one leg, hold behind the thigh, stretch the other one out just a few centimeters off the ground. Next time you exhale, if you're going to come up with the upper body, coming up, but try and drop those shoulders. This leg is as straight as you can get it. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, switch, inhale. Little double bounce if you find that you can keep the rest of the body still. Now every time you pull that leg in, you'll be giving your hamstrings a good stretch. You may have to ease off on the knee in order to reach the leg. So if your hamstring's a little bit short, it may look more like that, and that's fine, but don't pull the tailbone up. So use your abdominal muscles to keep nicely lifted. Even amount of weight on the tip of both shoulder blades, please. So scissoring the legs, holding a little ripe peach between the chin and the chest. Okay, one more set. When we come back to tabletop, take our hands behind our head, crisscross. I would keep this reasonably slow so that you have a lot more control. I would exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. If you feel you can pick up the pace, go ahead and do so, but absolutely no rocking and rolling through the pelvis. So we just stretch the leg out. About 45 degrees will do. Elbows wide. So tray of marbles resting on the pelvis. Lightly on the tip of the shoulder blades, trying to stay up throughout. Keep it going. 3 more sets if you can. Try not to pull on your head. Certainly don't pull yourself across. Last set coming up. Okay, and then from there, let's just take those feet down. Let's roll over onto our side. Knees bent for the oyster, extended oyster. We're going to be working quite hard today. So heels in line with the top of the hip. Tailbone height, a lift through the waist. This oyster shell is very heavy. You have to really work hard to push it up and prevent it from clamping shut. I think this is sometimes called clams as well. So as you push that oyster shell up, check that you're not hollowing out into the lower back, just a natural lumbar curve, pelvis in neutral. Now, this is a nice little warm-up, but you can continue with this throughout if you wanted to, if you're not feeling strong enough to move on to the next level. Lots of variations with these exercises, but we are today increasing the intensity by increasing the number of repetitions in the extended oyster. So next time you have that knee up, if you're coming with me, take the foot down. Thighs parallel, so this doesn't move, we just stretch the leg out, reach that hip away, down, stretch away. You could inhale down, you could exhale up. Now the most likely thing to happen is that this hip will pop up towards the ribs. So you have to really stretch out and try and touch the wall with the sole of that foot, really reach out through the heel. So you've got about 5 more coming up now. Keep the lift through the waist. Keep breathing. If it gets too much, please just take a break. So perhaps 2 more. And 1 more. And that leg is going to come up and over, and the lower leg is going to stretch right out. Okay, so from there with the waist lifted, let's stretch the leg all the way up and hold it there. Okay, now we're going to pick up the pace. We're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We could even inhale for 2 and exhale for 2. Okay, so remember the pace of the breathing stays more or less the same, but we can get more repetitions in for each breath just by picking up the pace of the exercise. But we need to ensure that we are totally in control of the exercise throughout. This leg needs to be relaxed, for example. We need to maintain our posture with the lift through the waist. Hesitate slightly at the top so that we don't end up bouncing. So keep on reaching out through that leg. Keep on stretching. You're trying to touch the wall. And in this way, we can build from 10 repetitions to 20 repetitions quite easily without taking too much time. Last 2. And release. Excellent. Good. Lying on your back again. And in the last class we did the rollover, and in the intermediate level I showed you how to twist the hips to move into a corkscrew, and that's exactly what we're going to do today, okay? If you still want to practice your twisting, then please go ahead. If you prefer to just keep going with the rollover, do that. Otherwise, if you're coming with me, inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, we stretch. Now we turn the hips, but the hips stay inside the width of the shoulders. As we exhale, we come down on one side of the spine, come back to the center, stretch across. Now if your hips were off to the side, you know that rather than twisting, you're pushing the hips over to one side, which we don't want to do. We're going to do 4 of these. Gradually, as you get better and better practiced at this, you'll really come to enjoy this exercise. It feels a little bit awkward at first. So remember, it's the feet that go out to the side, but the hips stay inside the width of the shoulders. Take care. Smoothly down. Coming back to the center, bring the thighs in, roll yourself up. Okay, so let's take the other side now. So extended oyster on the other side. And it's the corkscrew was the last exercise, and it's really a nice way to open up through the side of the spine. So feet are lifted, heavy shell, reach and release. Keep that lift through the waist. So take care of your posture throughout. Remember, there's only so much mobility that you have in the hips. Some have more, some have less. You go with your body, okay? It doesn't really matter what it looks like. I want you to focus much more on how it feels. We're working the muscles right into here and the outside thigh. There shouldn't be any discomfort in your lower back. So you've got about 4 more, perhaps on the 5th one, we're going to hold that leg up. Your feet are fairly relaxed. Watch the movement on the way down as well. You don't just let that oyster shell slam shut. I want you to really work at closing the shell. And then we're going to keep that leg up. We're going to bring the feet down, thighs parallel. You can stretch. Now it's on the upward movement where you need to keep that nice long waist. Note how high my leg is coming up. It's unlikely that your leg is going to come much higher than that unless you're rolling your hip, which you shouldn't be doing. Core muscles. So these legs are heavy. You're going to soon start to feel it. We're about halfway through. If it's too much, you just stop and take a break. And you'll soon find that your body become stronger. Maybe one or two more. And then that top leg is going to come up and over. The lower leg is going to stretch out and it naturally will float up. Let's see how high you can lift it without pushing down through this leg. And let's play around with the speed now. So you could inhale 1 and exhale 1. Notice that slight hesitation at the top each time so that we don't bounce. We could pick up the pace and we could inhale for 2, exhale for 2. So it's all to do with control. You need to make sure that you have full control throughout. Keep on reaching, stretching. Try and touch the wall with those toes. Take the weight off this leg. Keep the lift through the waist. Maintain your posture. Put the focus of attention onto the inside thigh of this lower leg. So it's the adductor muscles that we're working. We're drawing little lines up and down the wall there. Keep going, keep reaching, keep light on this top leg. So you shouldn't feel any discomfort in your lower back at all if you're nice and light on that lower leg. On this top leg, that lower leg will only lift as high as is safe. Let's take 1 or 2 more, we'll do. And then let's release. Excellent, well done. Okay, roll over, face down. We're going to take our feet about mat width apart. We're going to have our hands by our ribs. This is the swan dive, and the best piece of advice I can give you here is to really press deeply down with your pubic bone. Get those elbows in a little. As you exhale, stretch your legs. As you inhale and push yourself up, your legs should come down. And then down you go, exhaling. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now if you're feeling it in your lower back, you've got to push down more through the pubic bone, stretch more through the legs, and maybe not get quite so much extension through your spine. Some of you will be able to come right up to a right angle there when we're here, if you have got a lot of mobility and extension. Some of you will find it really difficult just coming up off the ground. So work with your body. Keep those shoulder blades against the rib cage. 2 more. 1 more. And release down. Let's sit back into child's pose. Take a stretch for a moment. And today I want to finish with a double leg kick, and we're going to try and alternate. We're going to do 5, okay? Again, it's back extension, but we've done quite a lot of rolling through the spine today. So, legs much closer together, forehead resting on the ground. Either hands here, or if you can, hands here. As you exhale, stretch the legs and they will just float up to about halfway up the thigh. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, stretch your hands towards your feet. As you inhale, come down. As you exhale, give me 1, 2, 3 little kicks and stretch. So the legs are always off the ground. Exhale, upper body. Reach forward with the breastbone, crown of the head. Watch your shoulders and elbows. 3 little kicks. Try not to let those knees wander. Some of you will not be able to bend your knees very far. And if you feel it in the knees, please stop as soon as you feel discomfort in the knees. So reach and stretch. Press down through the pubic bone throughout. Keep that lift through the belly now. 1 more. Exhaling up. Inhaling down. Exhale. And stretch. And release. Sit back. Forehead to the ground, arms alongside your legs. Breathe deeply, and you can stay here for as long as you like. Great work, well done.